I pee really quick? I'll go so fast.
This is the Bill Squire Show.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Bill Squire Show. I'm Bill Squire. I don't know what that voice was. Tommy, you'll see. Pants.
I'm not a freaking cat.
But he is in love.
I am absolutely, absolutely in L-U-V love.
You're a lover.
Capital L.
Are you saying I love you yet?
Maybe, yeah.
I love love. I love love.
That's so fast.
cute.
Yeah, dude.
Sometimes I be like that.
It's fine. It's fine.
Hey, you know.
Has it been fast though?
She's
Yeah,
not,
I mean,
not
not for pants. Not for pants.
Sure, not at all.
Yeah.
Condensed? No.
Yeah.
Right.
Feels right.
Good.
Got a dumb,
I love it.
dumb fucking blushy face on for the last.
Aw.
You could tell.
She's
Good. That's
She's a
good.
real sweet little rascal.
Oh, that's how I describe her as a little rascal. Rascally.
Yeah.
Does she have any boundaries that you need to be aware of?
Well, I'm happy you mentioned that because I have sent her preemptively the list of boundaries that I find that are disrespectful of my boundaries.
Do they relate to her job at all?
No, it's
Okay.
surfing with men.
Okay.
Just surfing with
just no
men.
surfing with men. Okay.
No, there's no
boundaryless
it's a joke.
women without any that drink and like you can go to lunch with them.
No,
you can
that's
go get coffee, but you can't hang out at night with people.
No driving at night. No
Yeah.
reading books. Definitely
Fuck
no
those,
reading
yeah.
books.
Yeah.
Can they audiobooks? Is that allowed?
She has to send all internet posts to me before I can
to
approve
get the
them.
approval.
This is all absolutely a joke, by the way.
Right? Yes.
For anyone that thinks
are
Netflix
making
DVDs
I'm a fucking
only.
maniac.
No streaming.
No streaming.
No
Only-
streaming. Only
only-
Netflix DVDs.
only hard copies of movies,
Yes.
Yeah.
no streaming.
No streaming.
No
That's
streaming
fucking
with
hilarious.
men or women.
The thing is, like, as we're making up silly like boundaries,
It's
that
somebody's.
like it's so funny because if you aren't aware, Jonah Hill, his ex-girlfriend posted a bunch of text messages that were between them where she's calling him out for being misogynist and controlling and things like that. And I think what it comes down to is like they're both nuts, and he is like, I mean, he's an insecure dude, but he wasn't saying like these are things that you have to do. He's like, if you're gonna do these things, I'm out. So I don't think it's as bad as like she was trying to make it out to be.
Ike Turner, it was not.
Yeah,
But I
it's
mean,
not good. I'm not
no,
saying
to me, it's just like crybaby-ish,
He
where it's
looks
like,
like he sounds like a teenager.
look,
Yeah.
I'm not ever going to pretend that I have not gotten upset and in my emotions and sent kind of a long text once or twice. But to me, if I'm a grown woman,
I'm gonna take pride in like my not long text sending.
I did.
Situation. Like
I'm serious when I say it happened maybe twice, but it
Not
was
long
like, and then
texting.
immediately you're just, that person's like, oh, I'm either blocking you or never replying to you again.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I don't know. Like, I'm not putting the onus on this young lady, but young lady, I feel like a fucking 90-year-old man. To me, it's just like if someone sent me the CVS receipt length thing stating rules that I had to abide by, I would either go, yeah, bye, or I would just block them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he's out of pocket. He's not out of pocket. I'm not saying
I think the things that he has problems with are stupid,
And they're
like,
not boundaries.
they're
They're
not-
rules. They're
they're
not.
rules.
That's no, there's a lot of like there's a lot of muddled therapy speak in the whole thing that is just like,
What was his documentary? Because people keep talking about he made a documentary.
yeah, he
where,
did.
like,
He made a literal
talking
documentary
about
where he did a
therapy.
therapy session.
Yeah.
or he talked about his therapy with his therapist.
yeah.
So it's,
And I thought like the therapy he said like he helped the therapist in his
I watched
something like that.
Look, I've done my
don't-
share of therapy, and I watched like I
No,
thought it was a
therapy's great.
fast.
I'm big
No, but
therapy.
yeah, I
over
say
here.
that to say that like I watched, I want to say like 15 or 20 minutes of it, and I go, okay, I get it. This is your journey. I'm so happy for you, but I'm not watching you and your therapist sort of just high-five each other over a job well done. You know, like I thought it was an interesting idea for a film. I think at the time before, I think it's still an interesting idea. I just was for me, I'm like, yeah, man, like I like doing yoga. I'm not gonna film 2 hours of me doing yoga and then having Netflix.
And then,
Although I know if Netflix was gonna pay me what they paid Jonah Hill to, I'll do fucking 5 hours of yoga now that you mention it. But the point being,
I would come up, but I mean, the thing is, we want to come up with a better thing to do a documentary about. Ooh, what's our documentary?
I think the problem is like, well, it's not a problem. I think when you're him, I'm sure that Netflix came to him and like, how would you like this bag of money for any idea you have? And he's like, here's one. And they're like, cool. Can you have it to us by this date? Cool.
All right.
I honestly didn't watch it, but I feel like a documentary about men in therapy isn't a bad idea.
No, I don't think so either.
Especially his fans.
I think it's a well, and forgive me because I watched it and I don't remember the name, but no, I think it's a well-meaning thing. And I think the message being sent is that men shouldn't be embarrassed to go to therapy.
Right, but everything he says is gross in those comments or in the text. It's just weird.
Yeah, I'm not defending what he said.
No, I know you're not. And it's also weird that they were already in therapy together.
Well, they were dating for a year, and they spent 4 months of it in couples therapy. Like, if you have to, if you have to go to therapy with somebody, like that first year is pretty easy.
A breeze. It should be.
And
I could tell you, like, couples therapy has not been brought up with me and my girlfriend yet.
Right.
In 3 weeks in. Week
Well,
4,
well,
who knows?
You better
Week
hurry
4, who
up.
knows? Oh, yeah,
Like,
I better get, yeah, we better
we also
talk about it
know
now.
couples therapy, I feel like it's a one, like, I know the situation that I just got out of was not going to be helped by couples therapy because one of the people in the relationship, I won't name who, hasn't gone to therapy and one has. And one has done some work and the other, not saying I was perfect in the relationship, but there's, if you're not working on yourself, there's no point in trying to save a relationship.
If you haven't even put the skis on and you haven't been on the bunny hill, you can't go down
you gotta do some
the big hill.
Personal therapy's got to come before couples therapy, in my opinion.
Well, I also think that not every relationship that's ending or in trouble can be saved by therapy. Sometimes you come up against some very logistical walls or things that just can't be worked out, and two adults just say, hey,
that's it.
This is it.
Now, he was giving her that out. He's like, hey, you don't like it, you can go. No hard feelings.
Right,
Look,
that's why I find her so annoying.
Like,
it's like every message ended with that.
Sorry,
no, go ahead. You're good. You're good.
No, as a dude, it's like I don't want to just be like, well, you know, I don't like. Why'd she have to air him out like that? And I know, like, you know, she could just leave, and it's like this should be a private thing. But it is also kind of like he's Jonah Hill. It's not like you were dating Miles Garrett and he's sending you these texts, man. Like,
no,
you know, like I'm not saying she should have not. I'm saying it's the dude from Superbad,
exactly,
right.
and he's like, as a Jewish man myself. When we get in our feelings and we start kvetching, it's like
Either
a well-placed calm down could have really cooled off a lot of this.
Well, that's why I keep, and I probably do this more to protect myself than anything, but like I don't really, and I'm realizing this a lot with the current breakup I'm going through. Is like I don't let my emotions out as much as I thought I was. Like I really do have a much harder time expressing myself than I thought I was past that. But I really can't tell people. It's hard for me to say like, hey, I don't like what you're doing right now, because it's uncomfortable. But also I hate having to say it twice, or 3 times, or 4 times. Like I might say it twice, but then when I go, okay, so you're not gonna do anything about this? All right, bye.
Well, yeah, no, I think you owe it to say something at least once.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like a shame on you.
But
like,
I also got to a point where I was like, well, what's the point of even saying anything, because they're not receptive to it, or it just becomes a big fight that isn't even about what I brought up in the first place, because they're, you know, because of things that they aren't secure about. So
I just think I've fucked up enough relationships and had enough relationships fucked up on both sides, where I'm at the point where I can just talk about things and, God willing, have the person on the other end talk it out with me.
Well, that's what I'm hoping for. Like that's what I was.
No, I'm there.
yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
feel like I'm there not to make
That's
it about
good.
me and my journey.
I'm not
but-
saying like I feel like I can sometimes, but like I need the other person to be
At least
pretty
on
good
board to
at-
talk. Yeah,
pretty good at like and not like internalizing everything that I'm saying and being like, oh, this means you hate me.
Mhm.
But I'm just trying to be like, this is and it like someone that anytime we have a talk instantly starts crying. I'm like, I can't. It makes me so uncomfortable.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, that goes to
Like instantly.
yeah. I mean, been there.
Yeah.
I've learned to not cry immediately anymore.
Oh, that's nice of you.
I stopped getting what I wanted.
Yeah.
So and she's like, you're squirting saline in your eyes before you yell at me. You're not even convincing me you're crying right now. And I go, fine. I wanted to go to the Winking Lizard tonight and not
I do. Like
Olive Garden. I really look at
Those are important things. Those are important things. Also, we got to do. We didn't do breakfast.
We'll get there.
We'll
I
get
think
there.
this is.
Yeah.
I think this is
No, this is
a
juicy.
hot button issue.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's more superficial, but I at least like to think we've come somewhere culturally where the punishment for such behavior is just Jonah Hill getting cooked on Twitter and memed for 3 days, and
That's
then
all
it's
it needs.
over.
That's all it needs
It's
to be.
over.
Mhm.
Because
all
I
it
have not
needs to
heard
be.
anybody, because immediately what happens is like, well, this guy's never going to work again, and this guy, we can't cast him.
Yeah,
this
he's
and
gonna be
that.
fine.
Yeah,
like,
this
and
should be
I just,
This one's like
for a while,
this one's like a notch above Aziz Ansari.
Right. Yeah.
Like this one's like
Oh, I
Aziz
thought
didn't do
I-
anything wrong. This one's like a little bit above that.
like worse or better.
Worse.
You think?
Like
Oh no, you're right. I
Yeah,
agree with you.
yeah.
Sorry, I had to do a lot of math on that one because
Yeah.
Aziz got jobbed pretty. Like
yeah, that's
Did
what I'm
he?
saying. Like
he did.
so. Like to recap it real quick, like Aziz, there was basically this blog that was masquerading as a journal, like a publishing website.
yeah.
That ran down experience she had on a date with Aziz Ansari.
Yeah.
And
He put
long
his
story
fingers in her
short,
mouth a lot, which was weird. But
yeah, no, like basically it
Not
sounds.
that weird.
I mean, but like it was just
I
like
don't like that.
some people like that. But like I'm just saying, like it was just like
No, he just had poor awareness.
yeah.
Yeah, he
just-
sounds
yeah.
like he was not great at dating, and he was a
It
very
sounds like
horny
he was
man.
just like, I'm taking you out so we can fuck. Like that's what it sounds like.
He
It
sounds
was-
like he read 50 Shades of Grey,
Yeah.
and he's like, "All right, did you have your drink? You want to go back to my place? Okay." And then it was like she ran down everything that happened, and the website that published it didn't even try to reach out to Aziz Ansari for his side of it.
Yeah.
and they just published it.
Mm-hmm.
And like I think Aziz didn't like work for a year or like
He had that show. Did that?
he came
Get
back
help.
like he
Yeah.
didn't wreck his career, but
No,
it
I
was an
think
embarrassing.
did it happen in
thing for
between,
him.
like in the middle of the show?
Like
I
that-
feel like
Like happened-
maybe
yeah, like
in
I-
between seasons.
I was in between seasons and I liked that show. I was like,
And I was like,
all
damn
excited for the second
it!
season. That was a good show.
Yeah.
No, he just-
Masters of None.
Yeah, he
Yes.
disappeared, and then he went back out and did like stand up, and
Mhm.
like life went on for him. But yeah, I think the Jonah Hill thing still is like, not to go back to it. It's like, yeah, I would never send texts to anybody like that, like let alone multiple times.
Yeah.
Ugh,
Using like, and they're so long,
so long. And
like so like.
They're lists.
So if you ever write a really
They're
long
lists.
text, if you ever just write a long text, just don't send it. Just don't send. No one can
dude.
send long texts.
Dude, like
I
when
hate a
you
long
have to
text.
start
Same.
hyphenating and listicaling your text, man, it's like, hey, edit.
Mhm.
Take a quick read before you hit send there. Put it in the notes app. Go grab a coffee. Read it. Do you still want to send it? It's like that.
You can't help but read it in his voice too.
I know, that's what makes it
His
so
fucking
good.
acting
That's
will
what
be
makes
right.
it
Okay,
so
so
good.
like,
That makes it so
look,
good.
It's
I don't
so
have a horse in this whole race, but who the fuck is surprised that an actor that built his whole brand off being aggro and neurotic
Mm-hmm.
turned out to kind of actually be both of those things?
Right.
And it's like still, I'm like, there is like the aspect. It's like, did you really need to post all this?
Yeah.
Did like,
All right. Who's the most dateable Jonah Hill character in a movie?
his character from Wolf of Wall Street.
That's
Yeah.
he's number one. The best.
It's easy.
The best. I'm never going to Benihana again. I don't care whose birthday it is. It's one of the fucking funniest lines. God damn, that movie's great.
Oh, it's fantastic.
That's what people need to like. Scorsese writes comedies.
Uh-huh.
Quentin
100%.
Tarantino writes comedies. That's what a good comedy is. Wolf of Wall Street is one of the funniest fucking movies.
Is there any other directors you want to list that just love using the N-word and they're slipping it in there? Like,
They're the best.
Mel Gibson.
throw that double G down in there. I think his character from Superbad.
Superbad. Okay.
Fuckable?
Oh, fuckable or
No,
dateable?
dateable.
Oh,
Dateable, like
Dateable.
best boyfriend. He's gonna be the best boyfriend.
Because
that's not gonna have the problems that real Jonah's having.
Well, he acted like those texts in Superbad.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
you know, like, so my thing is like, look, it's just not like surprising to me that he's a little spirited and emotional in how he conveys his feelings.
I'm gonna go with the Moneyball character.
I never saw that movie.
Oh, really? That's a great.
I'm
movie.
sure it's great. I just have
yeah.
not ever seen it.
Yeah, it's a good one. And then War Dogs was
War Dogs was awesome.
a great movie.
That was super. I mean, kind of underrated.
Another
like,
great like comedy movie. That's just who's that director?
I don't know, but Miles Teller's in it too, right?
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah, he's good. He's very good. What other movies? Jonah Hill's been in a bunch of
21
movies.
Jump Street.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, most dateable because he's like
He's fine in that, right?
he's like the nerd. He's like Channing
Yeah.
Tatum plays like the popular jock, and he plays the nerd, and then they go back to modern day high school,
Oh,
and where
definitely,
all the
yeah.
nerds are cool.
Todd
So
Phillips
Jonah's cool.
did War Dogs. He did Joker.
No shit.
And, the Hangover movies and stuff like that. And,
Yeah, War Pigs might be my favorite Todd Phillips movie.
I think it might be too. I think it's
Straight up.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall. He was the annoying
yeah,
waiter,
yeah.
right?
So you're gonna be
Oh, that's
really
a good
bored.
one.
Do you want a magazine or something?
Get into the Greek character.
Yeah.
I don't think that one's as good.
No, but his, you know, I'm not saying he's able to be more than just one faceted character.
Oh,
but
for sure.
the thing he's known for is,
Yeah.
Is the thing he
is it
is.
Evan?
Yeah.
What's his character's name in Superbad? Evan or Seth?
I think he's.
Got that wrong.
I think he's
altogether.
Seth.
I'm so
Yeah, it's.
I haven't watched Superbad since it came out. I watched it once. I didn't love it like everybody else.
Oh
What?
man,
I didn't think it was a great.
dude.
I thought it was okay.
Still so
I think
fucking
that's a
funny.
classic. I
Dude,
honestly
yes.
think Superbad is like up there with 40-Year-Old Virgin.
I
I,
was
think
gonna-
it's up there with Step Brothers.
Top tier fucking
I-
movies right
see,
now.
Like for the 2000s.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
See,
100% I
like
think so.
Step Brothers, like absolutely top of my list.
Hangover? Would you put Hangover up there?
No, Hangover I never watched again either.
Really?
I watched
okay.
it once and I was like, I don't care about this.
Hangover's decent. To me, it's.
I don't like
not-
See, I think
shenanigans.
it's
I
fun.
like silliness.
That's
Shenanigans.
silly. That's a silly movie.
No, it is a shenanigans movie.
But it's a
That's a
shenanigans movie.
shenanigan-
I hate
shenanigan
because
movie.
like so like Step Brothers, it's all contained in the house. Like they're not really like other than like going to like the job interviews, but it's not like there was the job interview and then somebody tried to
There's no
shoot
caper.
them or anything
Yeah,
like
there's no
that.
caper.
Not
at
too
play.
chaos.
Yeah, like the chaos movies, and that's always how I've been. Like I don't like Hangover. Everything bad just keeps happening. I like when they're the ones that are ruining it. In Step
Just
Brothers,
Step
they're
Brothers.
the ones being weirdos doing bad stuff.
Oh, it's
like,
very much a
it-
character
but-
study movie. Movie. Yeah.
like everything that can go wrong will go wrong type of comedies have never been my type of thing.
Okay.
Like give me like Talladega Nights. Like things go wrong for him, but it's because he's a fucking idiot.
He's a moron.
Like yeah.
Yeah, dude. I think I watched. If I go by the amount of times I've seen those movies, like I think I've seen Step Brothers and Anchorman are like the only two movies from the 2000s, and 40-Year-Old Virgin that I've seen more than Superbad.
Really? Okay.
Dude,
yeah.
I just think like Superbad. If you're like a teenager
Mhm.
in 2008 or whenever that movie comes out, it's kind of like your Wayne's World.
Oh, yes.
Like it's
See,
kind
Wayne's World
of
wasn't a teenager movie though.
wasn't.
They were in their 20s.
I mean, I was like
man.
12 when that movie.
Were
came
they
out.
Right,
supposed to be
but
teenagers,
I
though?
don't. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, they are in Superbad.
No, Wayne's World.
No,
Wayne's
but I'm
World.
saying though, it's kind of like a buddy adventure thing.
But like, so the buddy adventure that they go on in Wayne's World is like really silly and like outlandish in like who the characters are, and it's not really as based in like reality with some of the jokes that they do and the like it's more satirical maybe. I don't even know if that's what I'm looking for.
Wait
but
for Wayne.
Wayne's World is more. I don't know, like it's
Is it less believable or something?
it's less
for you?
believable, but it's still like I think it's less stressful. I'll say this: it's less stressful.
Than Superbad.
So Superbad, that's why I don't like shenanigan movies. I don't or like not shenanigans.
Did you
but
like Uncut Gems? It's not.
Well, I like that because that's what it's supposed to be.
But that's not so much
That's
a
not a
comedy.
comedy.
Maybe. That's
I
like
know
more
it's
of
not a comedy,
an
but you're
art
like no
movie.
chaos. But I knew you liked that fucking movie.
But I'm talking about like for a comedy movie, I don't want things to go bad all the time.
You're so specific in your comedy.
Yes, that's why people
Requirements.
when people are like, "Yeah, I like this comic," I'm like, "I don't," and I have a billion reasons for it. Like, comedy's my number one thing. Fucking love it, so I'm very critical of it. And it doesn't mean I don't think those movies are funny.
No,
but
it's not for you.
I
It's a
think the stakes that they're going through takes away from the humor for me because I can't just relax and enjoy the humor.
Okay.
I like low stakes situations and the humor just being hilarious for what it is versus a really tense situation because then I get wrapped up in the tenseness.
Are you ADHD?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's all.
Because that's how like I can't enjoy the jokes as much because I'm like, but are they gonna get the fucking
Yeah.
thing they need? Where's their
Right.
friend? Like that's part of the thing was like, where's their fucking friend? Like in The Hangover, I'm like, where's their friend? Or like when they make a dumb decision in Superbad and they put the alcohol in the laundry detergent thing. I'm like, obviously this is like the worst idea. This is not how you like think through a situation. You didn't even rinse it out really. Like what the fuck are you doing? Like this is such a bad idea.
So how do
get
you
tied
feel
up,
about rom-coms?
You can't suspend your disbelief in those scenarios.
I like again, I like these movies. I just get too much into the rom-coms can be that where
You're like, but are they gonna get together?
well, but because I kind of know they are gonna get together, but I hate when they make the ex too much of a douche.
Yeah.
Like whoever they're breaking up with at the beginning of the movie, like it's
It could
like
just
why
be a normal
why
breakup.
would they be with this person in the first
I mean,
place?
it's like Bridesmaids where John Hamm was just
I didn't even
fucking
make
Kristen
it through
Wiig.
Bridesmaids.
I mean, it's because women are.
Well, it's not. Melissa McCarthy bothers me too because
I
they.
hate her.
Thank
I hate
you.
her.
Hey, who?
Melissa McCarthy or whatever her
Yeah,
last name is.
yeah.
I just like in some Bridesmaids, just like John Hamm plays like the fuck buddy, friends with benefits, situationship ex of Kristen Wiig,
Yeah.
and he always shows up and just calls her fuck buddy, and I go, yeah, like he's John Hamm, he's got a hog. Like, why wouldn't you fucking
Yeah, fuck John Hamm.
But then she obviously, I think she ends up at the end of the movie with like her dream guy or
Yeah,
something.
Chris, what's his face? The
Oh,
British
Chris
dude.
O'Dowd.
Chris O'Dowd. Yeah.
Wow, I do remember more of this movie.
The
than I
IT Crowd, great show. It's a great show. You ever watch the IT Crowd?
No.
It's a British sitcom. Very
No, I was like, why is
I'm
this?
super cultured. I watch
I'm
British
not.
sitcoms.
British sitcom.
I mean,
It's from like the early 2000s. It's
I just like all the.
funny
I
stuff,
like
though.
classic. I like classic comedy movie conventions. You know, like I love the like. I just like shitty.
But like
people
here's
in
an example of one
movies.
where like Happy Gilmore is a great comedy. I love that one. But at the end of the movie, you lose a lot of the humor because you're trying to just wrap up the story with the competition. And so there's like a lot fewer jokes in that last 15 minutes when he's playing shooter at golf.
I mean, that's kind of like how Billy Madison plays too, because it's literally just it's built around
that
Adam
competition.
Sandler coming up with the stupidest jokes you could fathom. And I say stupid in the best possible way.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, it's like.
But that's why I like
yeah.
those movies a lot though.
Yeah,
like,
it has
like
so
there's
little
a-
to do with the quest at
Right.
play than just the jokes along.
It's
the
just
way.
yeah, it's the very stereotypical plot is just a vehicle for the silliness.
Just throw the
And
jokes.
Dirty Work
Yeah.
with Norm Macdonald's a perfect example where they're like, all right, how can we showcase his humor
Yeah.
in the best way? And him putting dead hookers in the trunk of a car and Norm Macdonald going, they're full of dead hookers. Like that's fucking awesome. And like the
Yeah.
stakes are silly and low. And like it's, even though literally the stakes are this old man dying because he can't get a heart, they never make it that serious, even though
Okay.
they're like sad and like their sadness never gets that sad.
With
Whereas in, I think Superbad, there's a lot of anxiety in that movie that
Yeah, you're
it
clearly
takes me out of it.
Yeah, you're clearly not Jewish. Because
Yeah.
to me, that's just like that's like I'm like, yes, this is my standard operating
well, I mean, I am an
baseline anxiety. meter.
anxious dude, but I don't want it. I don't want to see
Let's not bury the lead here though.
Yeah.
Most dateable Artie Lang is movie go.
most dateable Artie Lang movie. Ooh, I mean,
There's Elf.
There's
Dirty Work.
yeah.
There's
I mean,
Beer
Dirty
League.
Work. What's it?
There's Beer League.
Beer League. Never saw that. I think I've only seen the other two. I think
No,
those-
it's like I'm totally joking.
yeah, but that's. I mean, I'm definitely going Dirty Work. Dirty Work's a fucking underrated movie.
Yeah,
I never saw
anything
that.
with Norm.
Oh, you should watch
Yeah,
it.
Good?
anything with Norm. I mean, I won't pretend I've seen it a bunch of times, but like anything with Norm Macdonald,
He was
He was the best.
classic.
I just rewatched his Netflix special, Hitler's Dog. Dude, it's the best special in the past 20 years, hands down.
Most fuckable Norm Macdonald special.
The most fuckable by
I go
far.
on and on this one.
Yeah.
Most like just want to suck Tom Segura's hog the hardest special, which I would just watch his new special. It's very good.
It was good. What'd you think of the jerking off the kid joke?
Awesome. Best fucking joke in the whole thing.
Are you serious?
Yes, because
Oh, I hated it.
because he went there, and only because he's so good could he go there, and he got the pop, and it.
I mean, he
worked.
got the pop. Like I saw him do that bit live, and he cut the part where when I saw him do it live, he goes, "Sorry, Tom, to put this out there." He goes, "He came so hard," and so like I have a problem with that one. I don't like again. I'm not like cancel Tom or anything like that. I just like of everything else in the special, I like that one just made me so wildly uncomfortable that I'm like, yeah,
I think it's a matter of when you're that good and you have that trust with the crowd,
Yeah.
and you take the shot at it. You know, it's a little different from Jesselnick, but it's kind of the same.
yeah,
deal.
no,
It's
and
like-
that's why like I'm letting it. And like Jesselnick's got some jokes from like, God damn it, I don't
But
like
Jesselnick
But I
always-
am laughing at it.
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
am laughing.
I thought
I'm
it
not
was
going
the
to say I'm
best.
not laughing.
I thought it was like the majority of that thing was very funny.
Yeah.
The kid was it taking a shower with his kid or
Yeah,
taking a bath?
taking a shower with his
That's the
kid
best part of the whole.
and- yeah.
It's the best bit he had in the whole thing. Because I didn't see it coming. Because you're like he's not. It's like killing the dog in a movie. Like you're not going to do that. Oh, not only did
Tommy,
you
did
do
you watch
that,
it?
no.
it
mm-mm.
popped.
What's it called?
It's called Sledgehammer. Tom Segura's Sledgehammer.
Is it where? What's it on?
Netflix.
I will watch it.
Okay, let us know. What
I
you think
love
of it.
a inappropriate joke.
That's a bad boy thing for Tommy.
That's a bad boy thing. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. That's.
You know what?
That's a good
Let's just
way to bring that up.
I'm going to bring up this joke right now, and you can watch it in real time.
I think the thing I said was people that say questionable
Questionable
things.
things,
So
yeah.
yeah, this would.
Listen, I got
You know,
plenty of
I'd
stuff
fuck
like
him.
that.
I'd fuck him for sure. Yeah. So
Oh
I'm
yeah,
gonna make some-
Tom's totally in his best shape, like for fucking.
Yeah, he's the
He
most
looks great.
fuckable he's been.
Because the thing is,
He's definitely- yeah, yeah.
What's amazing about this special coming out right now is now they're like putting all his other specials back in the bloodstream of like the Netflix, like most watched stuff, and you see the
Aw,
evolution of him from like sloppy dude to like really together, like.
The trajectory
Look
of his
at- it's-
fitness journey, yeah.
And all I'm gonna say is money does buy happiness.
Well,
like
dude, you
it
can
does.
see like the thumbnails. I was doing the same fucking thing today, where like you could see in the thumbnails, it's like, you know, you could tell like I'm like, okay, he weighed like 280 in this one, and then like,
Yeah.
okay, now he weighs like 222 in this one, and then
Right.
it's like you could tell he's like, oh, and then he got a facial skin care regimen in this one. Like you could see the trajectory of it.
All right, go ahead and. So, have you seen any of his specials before?
Not any full specials, just clips and shit. Yeah.
All right, hold on. I think I got.
Is this the most naughty joke he said?
It's just it's the
Ever?
one thing that I'm like in the special.
Yeah,
Where I'm
yeah.
like, God, dude. So he's taking a shower with his 6-year-old son.
6-year-old son?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then he looks up at me. He goes, "You have a big penis, and I have a small one." I go, "Well, that's because mine's hard, buddy." I did not jerk off myself. I just always wanted to say that.
No, see, that's fine.
There's like a cell.
It's just it's such an uncomfortable topic, and like I'm like I don't love it. Like again, not anything like it's not that I don't think it should be in the special
No,
or anything like that. I like it just hits a spot for me where I go, like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm laughing at that, but like I'm really uncomfortable about it. It's like Nick White humor where I'm like, okay, he's making me laugh, but shut the fuck up, man.
Yeah, I'm not about to tell you what is good or bad comedy, but when I heard because I was like working and I was like listening to it in the background,
Yeah.
and it wasn't like that he was losing me,
Yeah.
but as soon as I heard that joke, I
It
I
got you
snapped
going.
Got
right
back,
in there
yeah.
because he has the self-awareness afterwards not to fucking dissect a joke where he's like,
Right, yeah, I know.
to say that, you know.
Yeah, he was very lighthearted at the end, kind
It's
of
not
laughing,
like-
and that
There's a
makes
lighthearted
it-
joke about having a boner and jerking off his son.
Right.
I mean, it would be
you need
different if Louis C.K. tried that joke, I think, given everything he's done, or
Well, he also
Jared Fogle.
Jared Fogle, yeah.
Can't wait for his
Oh,
next
yeah.
special. A lot of
The
Jared
sandwich
talk.
artist.
A lot of Jared name drops on the podcast lately.
So yeah, I mean it's definitely like shock humor, and it's a great special all through. Like that was just like because I was watching it and my ex-girlfriend heard it from the other room and she's like, "Did he just say that?" Like, yeah, he said that, and she's like, "That was fucked up." I'm like,
Well-
"It was fucked up."
well, here's the thing.
but she's like laughing while she's saying
Yeah.
all this.
I mean, it's so shock value in 2023 is so cheap.
yeah.
And that's a way to do it. I thought that was thought out and
And
creative.
yeah, and it's absolutely like it crosses a line, of course, but in like a very funny way.
It's the only way it
like,
works. Yeah.
I think that does go back to what you say, like where he is doing it, like at like a very high level, so like he can get away with it. He's not just like an open micer that's saying something like something fucking out of pocket.
No, I mean,
without
if I
having the
yeah.
experience to do it right.
Yeah, I mean, watching an open micer sort of try to work that out would be painful. But
Yeah.
I mean, that guy's put out what, 6 specials?
Yeah, I mean,
He's got a private jet. You
right.
know, like
he's doing all right.
Yeah, he's. No, I mean that is to say, like he clearly has a master over
Mhm.
the material. To sound as
But if it
snobby
wasn't
as
in there, I would have
possible.
been like, "This is still a great special."
Yeah, no. All that being said, yeah, dude, it's
It wasn't.
all his stuff is great.
It was the highlight for you. For me, it was not. That's what.
what was the highlight for you?
I like the story about his mom being super high.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know, you know what the fucking highlight is for me when he's talking about his dad, and his dad just volunteers out of nowhere. His preference for Bush.
Yeah, that was good.
That I love.
Well, because
that story.
he takes you to a very dark spot, and at no point does it get heavy.
Yeah.
You know, the whole time you're just like, you're visiting my dad on his deathbed. You
Mhm.
know, so he's just very good. He's
Right.
a guy that clearly deserves every penny
Yeah.
of the success he's got.
So watch that, Tommy.
I will.
Tommy, that's your homework.
I'm gonna.
Okay.
How long till you go to Iceland?
Less than 2 weeks.
You're so excited.
I'm so excited. There's volcanoes right now.
Oh.
Well, there's always volcanoes, but new ones erupting.
They have volcanoes in the North Pole.
Pants seems to think Iceland is the North Pole.
I ran out of gas.
It's gonna be in like the 60s.
I was in like just a mood to fuck with Tommy the other day, and I made like a joke. What was the first joke I said?
Santa Claus. Fucking Santa Claus.
No, fucking guy dressed like a snowman, and I was like, I won't tell you where to put the carrot.
Oh, yay.
And then I said, and then Bill said we had to schedule a double episode taping because you're going to Iceland. I go, oh yeah, I forgot. Tommy's going to fuck Santa Claus. But yeah, and then I just ran out. I go, yeah, there's no more jokes left for me to make about going to an Arctic wonderland to have kinky sex with
Right.
All right, Tommy. Fuck, marry, kill. Tom Segura, Santa Claus. Tom Segura's 6-year-old son.
We're gonna kill the son. We're gonna kill the
You're killing his
son.
child. Okay.
Yeah.
Get that out of the way.
Yeah.
And then we're doing, what was it?
Santa Claus and Tom Segura.
Tom Segura.
Ooh.
So you can
I'll
fuck
be
him.
Mrs. Claus. No, fuck kids. Fuck Santa, marry Tom.
Okay.
Yeah, so you want to fuck Santa Claus.
Only because you put it in my mind.
Did I?
Do you know
Listen,
that
if you
Or
Antarctica
was it always
and-
there?
I got a Santa Claus suit. I'm not saying I'm got to be the one that wears it, but if you need to borrow it,
Oh, okay.
put it on somebody and fuck Santa.
Have I told you guys that I was scared of Santa one year because I thought it was Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
told me
yeah.
that. I don't know if it's on the podcast.
Please tell me you were like an adult.
No,
when you were
I
scared
was a
of this.
child.
Oh.
My mom and uncle
You
tried to
thought
take
Hulk-
me to the mall.
You thought Hulk Hogan was like a mall Santa Claus?
I grew up watching wrestling with my
Yeah.
uncles. So whatever it was, he was in the ring dressed as Santa, not the movie, but he was in the ring as Santa.
Yeah.
I loved Hulk Hogan as a kid,
Yeah.
but they took me to see Santa. And I thought it was Hulk Hogan. I was crying, and I said, no, Hulk Hogan's going to get me, so I would not see Santa.
Even though Hulk Hogan's the good guy?
Even though he was a good guy, and he was my favorite at the
Were you
time.
afraid he's going to leg drop you?
I
Like,
guess so.
That's so
I guess
great.
so.
What other irrational fears did you have as kids? Here's one that I
Still
had.
whales. Fuck whales.
Whales.
I can't get in a pool at nighttime. I'm like,
That
there's
is a
something
You know they
wild-
don't. Whales don't go in pools.
I know they don't, but like, it's dark. Ugh.
That is
So
such
it
a
could be a
wild
pool.
take for a vegan to have to be scared of a whale.
Oh, they're so big.
I love
They're
that.
too big. They're too big.
but they're not in pools.
I know. In my mind, they could be.
I love that.
I think it's just the water. Maybe it's the water.
Now you're scared
Just
of water
big
at night.
things.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
big things.
Big things in water.
I
In
guess
water.
I mean, you went swim with me in pants so many times.
You didn't seem
And she
scared.
wasn't
You're like,
scared at all.
You were so brave.
Here's one that I had that I was terrified when, like, at the end of the day, you put chairs on the desk and all the chairs, like, chair legs sticking
Upside down.
upside down.
Yeah.
I had to, like, walk through the room and, like, be like put my hands by my eyes because I was like, I'm gonna fucking stab
Poke
one of these
your eye?
chairs
Okay.
through my
You're
eyes.
going to get impaled by
Yeah.
the leg of a chair.
And I'm not talking like just like bump it. I mean, like, it's gonna go like through. To this day, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like that either.
I don't think whales are in pools. but-
Movies, like, fucked me up as a kid because I also didn't go to school one year on St. Patrick's Day because I was scared
of
of
the
the leprechaun.
I'm the
Yeah.
leprechaun.
So
Very
I-
Garth vibes over here.
Yeah.
I'm a whale leprechaun. I'm a leprechaun and a whale. I'm a big green whale.
Or a little baby whale. That'd be cute.
Would you be scared of a baby whale?
No.
Oh, okay. Like, but a baby whale is still like probably like fucking 12 feet long.
That's fine because sharks don't freak me out as much as whales do. You know what I mean? Like, they're just so big.
This is your fear. I'm not here to judge it. But that's wild.
So
to
it doesn't
me.
make sense?
No,
not really.
The-
But it's.
I mean, I guess whales can be scary, but they're easy to not be
I
around.
mean, they're notoriously
and the-
docile creatures.
and they're notoriously not in pools.
I should say, maybe I guess I'm not scared of them. They just give me anxiety. You know?
I think you're scared of them.
I mean, killer whales probably kind of scary because they're killer
If you're on a
whales.
yacht, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
They're just sinking yachts right now.
Otherwise, like they're too big. They're too big to be scary to me. Like a shark is literally designed to eat the fuck out of you, but a whale is like 4 million feet long, and it's like
I'm
just
so
stay away from the
small.
mouth.
I'm so small, the big things. They freak me out. I'd rather go to space than the ocean. Terrifying.
Okay,
Just
Jeffrey
too big.
Bezos.
Too big.
I mean, after now knowing what we know about submarines, I might
Fuck
be with
that.
you because
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So what did you have?
Hulk Hogan
like,
whales.
What were you scared of when you were a kid?
Fucking
Hulk Hogan
everything.
But like, what's like a specific thing? Like a-
Getting lit on fire
oh yeah.
because I had.
Did you guys play with fire a lot? Like my brothers play with fire a fucking lot.
I
Like,
played
we were-
with fire with my Italian neighbors one day, and I was like, I literally lived in mortal fear of getting grounded. Like I didn't do a fucking
For hanging out with the
thing wrong.
Italians or for like,
Yeah,
them
like, stay away from those Tomasellis. No, I lived in fear of getting in trouble or like acting out or doing anything wrong as a little kid, for no reason. I just
Yeah.
was a pussy.
Yeah.
And so I was like playing with my friends, and we were playing with matches, and we were like lighting thistles on fire in the backyard. So like I lit one on fire, and then one lit in my mind an entire yard and garden on fire. When it was really just like a little thing. This isn't what makes me afraid of being lit on fire alive. This is just something that happened.
Yeah.
So, but I was afraid of everything. And then for some reason, just on TV all the time when I was a kid, they would just show people getting immolated on like 60 Minutes, and they would show people just getting burned.
You know
alive.
what? You're fucking right.
All the
That was
time.
like- that was-
a thing.
That's the only way to go viral on video back in the days. You had to be on fire.
Bro, when you're 7 years old and you see a human being just get lit up, it's 6 p.m. on a fucking Wednesday. I'm like, and then I'll be like laying in bed, and I'm like, don't tell mom, go to bed. And she's like, what's wrong? I go, I don't want to get lit on fire. She goes,
Watch the news.
Aaron, you're not going to get lit on fire.
There was a lot of people getting lit on fire and a lot of people getting
burn victims.
Run over by bulls. I feel like that was on TV
Hold
a lot
on,
more. Like the
running
running
of
of the
the
bulls,
bulls.
but
Oh,
even like
Bulls, B-U-L-L-S.
yeah, B-U-L-L-S.
Okay. You were saying
Not
bowls.
bowls.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
just like when I was a kid, burn victims were on like 60 Minutes and any news shows like that all the time. And it was like,
Emergency 911 was
Yes,
like that
Rescue
reenactment
911.
or Rescue
Yes,
911.
yes.
Yeah.
yeah, dude, it was like literally like that
Reenacted.
was like clickbait for like, let's just traumatize
Torture
children.
porn.
I was like, I get it. I don't want to be near an open flame ever. So that was my.
and there was a lot of specials about like flame retardant clothing and stuff like that too. Like I remember, like fires were happening a lot. It seemed
Stop,
like
drop, and
houses
roll,
on
guys.
fire.
Like,
Yeah, dude. Houses were like every very special episode of any sitcom was some kid burned the house down. Like
Yeah.
like I think there's a Silver Spoons episode when there was a high rise that was on. It was well before 9/11.
Yeah.
There was a high rise on fire, and Dudley and Ricky Stratton were like on the 41st floor of something.
yeah.
And then I don't know, just like that's what I remember from being a child.
That and I was terrified of drugs and alcohol as a kid. Like I
you?
really thought it was like you do it once and you're addicted. You're like I believed all the hype. I didn't believe that there was any upside to doing it because between like Dare and like the
Nancy
Mormon
Reagan.
upbringing,
Mhm.
I was just like, why would anybody do that? And then I talked to some people and like no, it's fun. Just don't drink too much. And I was like, you can stop, and they're like, yeah. And I was like, oh,
You can?
yeah. I mean,
News to me.
you
Yeah,
could-
like
have
Ronald
to drink
Reagan
all
really
night.
pulled one over on everybody with that shit.
yeah. I was just terrified of drugs and alcohol, but like sex was never like, even though I knew that was like taught to me as a sin, I'm like, nah, I need that.
You figured that one out, buddy.
Yeah, I figured that one
I
out.
pay for you on that.
I figured them all out.
Good for you.
I do drugs. I do drugs. I just
I
did
do
drugs.
drugs.
I wish I could do drugs. I'm so
You just
bad
gotta
at
believe in
them.
yourself. Just don't do
Limiting belief.
don't do too much. Just
I
do a little
can't
bit of
do
weed.
any.
You just do a little bit of weed.
No, dude. Like it seriously locks me in my own mind. I can't do it. And then people they always go, well, you just need to build up your tolerance. Like that's not something I want to get like.
Addicted to and need to
No,
like
I
increase
just like it's not
more
like I
of.
don't want to get a fucking blue belt in it or work my way up
Yeah.
to that. Like it either works or it doesn't. And if I have to work that hard at it, that's not enjoying myself at that point.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
I'd rather just,
I think you
have sex.
Can we do
and
one
rock
high
and roll,
episode?
No drugs.
Can we have one high pants episode?
I would do that. I would agree to that. We're supposed to do a cocaine episode.
Yeah, we still need to do that.
Well, we could do the cocaine episode. We could do the marijuana episode.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The white episode and the green episode.
There we go.
We can name it White Power.
And then the black tar heroin
Not
episode is the
do
season
that.
A very
Series
special
finale.
episode.
Series finale, good point.
finale.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that-
yeah.
Yeah.
We should call it a very special episode of the Bill Squire
Yeah,
Show.
we're all just like, all right, today's episode, we're just, and then like we're like, this is kind of cool, and then we're just,
Yeah. So
drooling.
on this week's 4-hour and 32-minute episode of Bill Squire Show.
They sleep.
Let's do it live.
Yeah.
That's just
Oh, why'd you get fired from my heart radio?
No,
Who my
white
co-hosts overdosed.
the White Power episode and the Green Power episode.
We can't.
We can't.
You can't call it the white power episode.
I mean, it'd get people to watch. It would get
No,
the
I'm
White
getting
powder.
watch. It gets-
White
We can do
powder
white powder episode. We can't call it white power. It's
Yeah,
gonna get
white
taken off
powder's
YouTube
fine.
I
immediately.
just really want to call him a White Power episode. Guy.
Put it on Twitter.
Mhm.
That's really all that's left to get engagement on Twitter is if you do White Power.
No, that and I think you should leave.
Yep.
That's
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah. How sick is Threads though, guys?
Oh, I fucking love it.
Just a fucking endless wall of people I don't follow just asking me how much I'm loving Threads. I'm like, you're fucking.
Yeah, the first day, everyone being like making thread type jokes. It's like, okay, yeah, we did that.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Now let's like post some jokes or topics to talk about.
Someone fight with somebody. Do something.
I don't need the fighting. I like the silly topics. I like the silly. I like silliness.
It's
I
gonna
don't
take
like
a minute to
fighting.
warm up, but it had all the fucking feeling of like, when like there's like a car accident or like there's a tragedy and everyone's just overly nice to each other. Like, how you like it here? Is this good? Like, you're having a good time? You okay? Do you want like some tea? Can I get you something?
Talking to your neighbors like you actually.
Except like your
friend
neighbors
with
are
them.
like meme accounts you never follow and like World Star and like Procter and Gamble and Brands of the World. Where I'm like, I didn't invite you in here. What are you doing here?
Blue Sky is like the opposite. It's just nothing.
Yeah, nobody's posting
At
on there.
all.
Yeah.
Well, my thing is like people like, so Twitter is basically Spirit Halloween at this point, right? Like it's just like it's an abandoned strip mall. And it's like Threads is just Twitter. Let's not pretend it's anything else.
Right.
Just
Everyone's in a good mood. We could just tell your stupid jokes.
But
no,
tell 'em,
here's
like,
what's lacking from Threads. No
Titties.
nudity.
Titties. Titties. We need
well,
some
I don't know.
titties.
Do we know? It's
I've not
probably
seen any.
Instagram's.
Yeah, I think it's
Meta's
Instagram.
Guidelines,
Yeah.
terms and conditions. That's definitely.
But the good news is, if you want to see titties, you can go follow Tommy on OnlyFans.
Yes, you can.
Wow, that was fucking effortless.
It was.
I mean, people should pay for those titties.
Pay for them.
They're worth it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank
Agreed.
you, guys.
Yeah.
You guys are great.
Um,
Thank you for pimping my titties.
we're always, you know, it comes naturally. Like that's what endorsements should be. It shouldn't be something you don't want to, you know, that you're lying about. But I'll pimp
Tits.
those titties.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I was
Titty
talking with
pimps.
somebody about tits, and I'm like, I like tits, and they're like, well, then how come your last two girlfriends had such small tits? And I'm like,
That's
I
a
I
great,
said I
tits.
love big tits. I said I love tits.
what a great
Tits are
question for
great.
somebody to ask.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, I like big tits. I like small tits. I like
like
tits.
all of
We're
the
like, Mom,
tits.
mind your own business.
I don't know. I haven't talked to my mom in a while. Well, I did have a fun time taking my nephew to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yes, you did.
That was hilarious.
You didn't have to go to the nudie bar or anything.
No, we're not. It's just because the only nudie bar we could take him to is the 18-year-old, like the all new. There's no
BYOB.
booze.
Yeah.
You
Or
could
got
bring it.
BYOB, but like it just doesn't seem like the true
Nah.
experience that we're
Yeah.
looking for. So we'll wait till he's 21 and we'll make that happen.
Iceland strip clubs are banned in Iceland. I'm pissed about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's like Footloose. That's like the movie Footloose.
Right.
that's
gonna-
why are they banned? I feel like Europe's so
Like
like
2010 or something like that.
Europe's so
Yeah, I mean, like,
progressive when it comes to sex
and nudity. Like, they're not prude over there about shit like that.
Maybe just because people fuck. People are like, hey,
Maybe
why don't we
'cause-
go to strip clubs? And we just
Yeah.
go.
I mean, Santa Claus
Fuck,
does
yeah.
live there. It is kind of
Yeah.
unwholesome. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Santa in Iceland. Please look up pictures of Iceland.
I just like my own very limited worldview where I'm just like, I was like, I don't know, Tommy's going to fucking get railed on an iceberg, I think. I don't know.
Bingo.
I just like the way
Bingo.
I like the way my mind works in the stupidest possible ways. Where like I was sitting there yesterday morning and I was just texting you guys and I was like dying laughing. Sent it to my girlfriend. I go, here's what I sent Tommy. Isn't it fun? I'm so funny. I'm so funny.
So I not to change the subject, but
Please do.
we're going back to the Rock Hall. So people, I feel like, shit on the Rock Hall in Cleveland. It's a fun museum, especially I've never gone to it with somebody that didn't know anything about music. So like I felt like I know so much about music. This kid knows nothing, and because he's not that, you know, he likes rap, and he's 18 years old. So his rock and roll root stuff, even like the rap stuff they have in there, he doesn't know anything about it. He doesn't know about.
Do you know? Are you
Jay-Z or
familiar with
nothing.
any artists that he's a fan of right now?
I mean, he told me Jay-Z and like Wiz Khalifa are like the oldest rappers he knows.
Okay,
And he's 18?
Yeah, like
Okay.
that he
That's an
listens to.
interesting.
but that's like classic rock to him.
Yeah.
or classic rap to
Yeah.
him at this point. But yeah, like the bridge between you at your age and him musically.
Mhm.
Yeah,
No, but he was really receptive to it. That was the cool thing. Is like I was telling him like little bits here and there, and then like I made him a playlist as we went through it, and it was a cool experience just to kind of see him go like, oh, there is some like awesome stuff out there. I need to like expand my horizons. a
no, I
little
mean
bit.
the Rock
And,
Hall
like,
is one of the
it's
few
cool.
institutions the city has where it's like, I'm not going there with somebody that's been there a dozen times because it's just like, yeah, but if you bring someone there that's never been there, it's
Mhm.
like
Or hasn't
seeing
been
it
there
all
for a
over again.
while.
Right.
And they
Yeah.
also swap out a lot of exhibits pretty regularly. And then they got like the jam room and stuff like that. Like I ended up just buying a membership for the year. So if anybody wants to go, I got I get to bring a guest with me for free.
No, it's
Ooh.
not a. I mean, I go there maybe once every other year.
Yeah. See, I hadn't been there.
It's
I
not a
hadn't been there in
boring time.
15 or 20 years.
Oh wow.
It's a museum.
Yeah.
You know, like you forget it because like I get so stuck up my own ass being cool band guy where I'm like,
Yeah.
oh no, actually this is
There's a lot of cool shit in here.
there's Prince's underwear or whatever.
Mhm.
You know, like okay.
And I also appreciate, like, I've come to appreciate so much more music since the last time I was there too. So like, I just have a lot more knowledge about some of the older bands and just music in general. Since like, so it's just cool to see all that stuff. And then just, I like the ups and downs of people's careers and all that shit. It's
Mhm.
interesting.
I got kicked out of there.
For what?
Um,
Doing sex.
no, even cooler,
Mhm.
stage diving.
Oh yeah.
Andrew WK, they did an Andrew WK concert there back in like 2002.
Yeah, well, I remember they did that because they did a Linkin Park one. They did
It was
an
an
Andrew
MTV
WK one.
series,
Yeah,
yeah.
like those were. It was really cool that they did those.
Yeah, but the thing was they didn't sell for shit.
Yeah.
So they, they papered the shows.
Yeah,
So then like me and every poorly behaved person from like Mentor to Parma got a free ticket to the show. And everybody, that was when Andrew WK was like the biggest thing in
Yeah.
the world.
yeah,
And like every Ripper dude loved him. So it's like, we went to the show and they put like literally a 4x6 index card on the door when you walk in that states all the things you're not allowed to do because it's a
Yeah.
live
yeah.
a recorded broadcasting.
Yeah.
So of course, fucking Party Hard starts. Every motherfucker in the room just starts head walking over the thing to get on stage.
Yeah.
I'm like crawling over because at this point I weigh like 170 pounds. So I'm like dog piling.
Is this on the internet?
I don't think I'm on the broadcast
Right.
because they don't want.
They don't want people to
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah, and so like I get over the barricade. I was like, I did it. I was like, I successfully. I went like fucking 50 feet there because at that point there's a bunch of people. So the security guy grabs me and he starts walking me back. And I thought to send me back into the crowd, walks me directly out the front door of the Rock Hall. And then by the end of the show, there was literally 50 dudes just all kicked out. But yeah, that's my story about getting kicked out of the Rock Hall. Still,
Let me
yeah,
see.
it's a fun story. I don't hold.
Oh, here it
against
is.
them.
Okay. I gotta turn it down.
I mean, I don't think I made it, but to the second song of that show.
It's I think one of the reasons those shows weren't selling well either is because the tickets were stupid expensive.
Yeah,
I-
I think that.
'cause I
and
think-
I just think. Yeah, it's like I didn't know how the music industry worked at that time, and then
Yeah.
they're like, I get a free ticket to Andrew W. Fuck yeah, dude. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, they need people. They need as many people as possible because it's for TV.
Yeah.
Mhm. That's 2002.
I think
That's cool. I remember the Linkin Park one vividly. I remember watching that one and being like, man, I wish I was there.
Alicia Keys was one. I think.
She's at the Romo Fijo this Saturday, I think.
Dude, I don't know when anything's in town anymore.
Oh,
like,
this is gonna
dude,
be-
since COVID, like just
Try.
Yeah.
unless I'm super, super excited about an artist or band. But yeah, they're like, did you hear Black Sabbath was in town with Dio singing? What? No, no idea. Rest in peace, Dio.
Dio came back from the dead.
I'd lose my fucking mind if I missed that.
All right. Well, we'll wrap this episode up because we're doing a double tonight. Check out the podcast and give it thumbs up or likes or stars or whatever. 5 of them if it's out of 5 or 3 if it's out of 3. Just the top numbers.
Max out the stars. Don't be a
Yeah.
dickhead.
Comment and participate. We asked for you to do that last week.
You didn't.
You didn't.
You fucking. We served it up to you on a platter. We said, "Hey assholes, what kind of food do you hate?"
Yeah. Right? Talk about it. What scared you when you were a kid? There you
Yeah.
go. Talk to us about it. Tommy, what do you got?
Tommy LC on OnlyFans and all of the new social medias coming out.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then pants.
Nice.
Okay, pants on all socials and old 86 bar on Instagram.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye. Can I pee really quick? I'll go so fast.